Hey.
Howdy. Kind of the almost season 2, but there's a lot of
1.5.
stuff. 1.5. Too much stuff this summer. It almost killed me. Jesus. Between Copa America, the Euros, now we got the Olympics going on. I did a bash. I'm tired, guys, but I had a Gatorade electrolytes drink. I had a Monster.
You're ready to go.
I had a beef brisket hot dog from On Cue.
I have to stare at this ugly Liverpool flag.
Yeah, I know. What's that even mean? We'll get to that later.
What is the top?
I don't know. But yeah, we're back. We're at Skinny Slim's Edmond. Kind of transitioning from all the tournaments this season and working our way into next season. Obviously, shitload of stuff going on. Plenty to be outraged about. I guess Triple G was where we start, right?
Greg is out.
Good Lord. Copa America, what a disaster, right? Not just the U.S., but the whole tournament seemed to be kind of a shit sandwich. The fields were crap, the security was shit.
The fans, the referees.
Yeah.
Referees were terrible. The venues were shit.
Did you see what they did to the Hard Rock?
Climbing in the stadium and all that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then they destroyed an escalator.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Going up to the club section
Just
there.
annihilated it.
Yeah, so Copa America was ran by CONMEBOL, by the way.
Right,
not by
right.
U.S. Soccer, not by FIFA.
But everyone online is like, how are they going to handle a World Cup?
Right.
I'm like,
Definitely
you realize
blaming
this
us.
was run by probably some corrupt South American organization.
Right. I mean, we still should have the pieces in place to carry out the tournament without shit like that. But yeah, obviously, first game, no problem. Venezuela, right? Or not Venezuela. Bolivia, no problem. Second game, the red card fucked everything up, the whole tournament, right?
Man, what is up with our players not keeping their heads in this situation?
I mean,
Dest,
Early on, too. Early on, like, nothing was happening in the match even.
Yeah. You know, you can use that as an excuse. It's valid, but at some point...
I think we still should have been able to at least get a draw against Panama.
Yeah, we
I agree.
Our formation, our shape was not secure enough to salvage a point, right?
Team wasn't tough enough to go get a point.
No. And you really can't go into the last match with a team like Uruguay with 3 points. You got to have at least 4.
Yeah. We knew that going in.
Yeah.
You better be there before you play Uruguay. And we weren't.
Quite frankly, we played well enough against Uruguay, but that's just not going to cut it.
Right.
I mean, it's time that Greg never got a win against, the top 15?
It's typical U.S.
Outside
soccer.
of Mexico.
Yeah.
It's typical U.S. soccer. They can get up for some opponents, but they can definitely play down to Panama or play down to Bolivia.
Yeah.
And we needed 3 points against Uruguay, and
I think we also have to remember they're fairly young and immature. I think they showed their
100%.
immaturity.
I
don't think Greg was the right leader either for them.
These dudes played in the World Cup,
He
though.
did his time. Greg did, but I don't know. I think this team was probably a little bit overrated. We all got really excited. They played for big clubs across the world.
Right.
And that sounds great. But if you look down to it, a lot of those guys, besides Pulisic and McKinney, Anthony Robinson, I mean, that's about it, who really stand out for their club teams. And
Pulisic played his ass off against Uruguay.
He did.
I mean, you could tell he was all heart, all in.
He had a good tournament.
Referee loved him there at the end.
Referee loved him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for what he said to the ref either. Tell him to go celebrate.
That was an interesting one.
Having said all this, got to be a silver lining in that. We got it out of our system 2 years ahead. We're hosting the World Cup.
Hopefully.
We can't fuck that up.
But they need to make the right decision
Oh,
now.
I agree. But at least we've decided collectively that Greg's not it.
Sure.
And so
He
now...
underperformed and he lost his job. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we do now?
I don't know. What do we do now? Who's on the leaderboard?
Great
I mean...
question. The immediates were what? Klopp, and you got to reach out to guys like that who don't have a job. Klopp supposedly turned it down. Who knows?
This Rene, whatever his name was, the French guy, he coached Saudi Arabia in the World Cup.
Yep.
I guess he's kind of an upstart guy. That didn't excite me too much, but...
he's failed other places, so yeah.
Right. Patrick Vieira's name gets thrown around.
Yeah,
Screw that.
That's a good point. Vieira, Wilfred Nancy, and Steve Cherundolo is what we're looking at the moment.
Yep. I mean, the pool should be way bigger. This is for all the marbles. This will set us back a decade or half a decade. We don't get it right.
They don't have to qualify.
No, they
qualify.
don't. But what are we going to do now for a system? That's what they have to decide on from the ground up, from the youth leagues. You go over to Spain, you go over to Germany, France, or whatever. I'm sure it's all very cohesive. It's all, this is how we play, this is what we do. So now we have to reset. Obviously, the Greg system it's not something we want to continue as far as I'm concerned. It's not just Greg, also the system. So, I mean, it obviously depends on the manager they bring in. But
I just don't think any of us have any trust in them making the right decision and figuring it out.
Well, with bringing Berhalter back, they showed us that their whole hiring process was a sham, honestly.
I guess Pochettino that was a name that got thrown in there, but I think he has no interest. Is that right?
I would doubt
him and Klopp
has any interest in this.
Yeah, you guys ruined him, so he just has nothing left positive wise. But yeah, so I mean, that's out of our hands right now. There's not a whole lot we can talk about as far as what's going to happen next, other than something needs to happen.
It's not like we can just ask for anybody we want. Like, yes, we're hosting the World Cup. Yes, we have a little bit of momentum going forward, and we got some talent now, but that doesn't attract somebody overseas.
I don't know, man. That's a big opportunity to be the World Cup manager for one of the biggest countries in the world that's hosting. To me, that's exciting. Even if you decide you're just going to take them through the World Cup and then be done.
It has to be like
So find somebody
World Cup or bust,
pay the money,
manager. But
so Southgate.
Right.
That name has been thrown out there. That could just be clickbait. I don't know.
It's somebody like that, or it's the guys they've already mentioned, because who's going to take on that project with that much pressure, hosting the World Cup, no qualifying, nothing to do prior to, you're not getting any good matches, so they're solely going to be based or judged off of the World Cup results. But it's a 48-team tournament now, so
we have the players.
You have to get out of the group. Do we make it to a quarterfinal, or do we get bounced around a 16 again? So
it's obvious the players didn't have enough motivation, that their coach was kind of a friend. Way too comfortable, especially when their tempo is a little lower and they're just passing it around. It's like, the urgency just wasn't there, and this is when they needed to show it. So again, I think it's good that we got Greg out of the way. We have time now.
As annoying as he might be as a commentator at times, I think it'd be interesting to put like Lawless in there, just because he would like put a foot up their backside the whole time and put them under pressure.
Yeah.
And he'd call them out when they don't play right.
Him and Taylor Twellman as his assistant.
Eric Winalda.
Right. So anyway, big fail.
So we don't have a manager.
Yeah, future should be bright, but I mean, it's like you said, it's not like people are jumping at the job. It's not like we're like, okay, I feel good now that we're moving. We don't know what's going on, and I don't know where else to go with it.
Well, we did play France today in the Olympics, so.
Yeah, I mean.
Is that under 23s?
Yeah.
U23s with 3 senior members. We took Walker Zimmerman.
Yeah,
Miles Robinson. And what's his name? Georgi Mihailovic.
Yeah.
MLS guys, so.
Is Lacazette 23 years old? Surely not.
No, he's like 33, but he's one of their senior players.
That you get so many senior players?
Right.
Okay. That's what you were just talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
So
I mean, that's not the worst loss in the world, playing the host. And apparently, I looked at all the stats. Pretty even.
I mean, first half was very even.
Yeah.
We hit the crossbar once. We hit the post once. Mm-hmm. We hit one right at their keeper to go 1-1. Like, we had our chances and we didn't take them.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you do that against a team like France, what do you expect?
I noticed Guinea and New Zealand. New Zealand won, so they've got 3 points.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're kind of in the same position as we were in Copa. It's like now you got these 2 games are everything.
Yeah.
And but like I said, I think they showed well. I mean, France is they had Olise, Lacazette,
Mateta from Crystal Palace.
Thierry Henry's their coach, right? I mean, come on. In Paris.
Yep. Marseille it was today.
Marseille, you're right. I don't know how many strikes you can have against you before a match starts, but it's okay. As I said, I'm not going to gauge this on that match alone, since we competed and just didn't score.
Played well, yeah. Had chances and didn't happen. It was 0-0 until the 60th minute, I think. So.
We hadn't qualified in like 16 years too, so that's one step. And now they got it. They can help us save face a little bit from what happened in the Copa America. So yeah, New Zealand, Guinea, on paper, those are beatable teams.
I was gonna say we should be
Fight. I don't know who this Serbian guy is that is our coach, but
Marko Mitrovic.
yeah, I don't know
whatever.
anything about him. I looked him up. His back resume didn't look anything that stood out to me, so I don't know how we ended up with him, but.
The roster selections, he's under a lot of scrutiny for us, so if they don't perform, he's probably out. I mean, that probably goes for a lot of U23 managers, but
Yeah.
we'll see. But, yep, Greg's out. We'll see who we hire. Meanwhile, we got the Olympics going on, and but we also had another big tournament besides Copa America this summer, right? I think it was over there in Europe. What's that called?
In the Deutschland.
In the Deutschland.
Did there?
The Euros.
Good Lord. That was a long month, let me tell you.
Wait, did it come home or not?
Definitely did not.
You have to ask Ryan
Did
now.
not. It did not come home.
You can't mention him here.
Oh, yeah.
Spain beats England in the final. England's runner-up again.
Yeah.
Spain again. England had a pretty, Spain had to run the gauntlet.
Yep, they had a much tougher
England
Right.
got pretty fortunate.
side. It lined up well for England to get to the final, yes. And,
Now the
yeah.
Netherlands were a tough matchup. But other than that-
England, they progressed slowly. How could they not? They played so shitty in most matches leading up to Switzerland. And you could see them just kind of turn the screw a little bit more. Netherlands, same deal. And then Spain, obviously they competed with them, but once again, Southgate will play the low enough risk that he won't just let the leash out a little bit and let his players do what they can do. And that's the downfall. We can look at the fact that they keep making semifinals and finals, but when you have that kind of talent and you're holding them back, playing them in wrong positions,
Right.
I mean,
Foden was like a non-factor, and he was the Premier League Player of the Year.
yeah.
And I don't know if it was just positioning, or maybe he just wasn't that motivated.
It was positioning as far as I'm concerned.
But he
is
was a
that
complete non-factor.
It was too clogged between him, Kane, and Bellingham. He wasn't free. He didn't have the space to go. And then when they did put him out wide, he just kept trying to come inside. But yeah, I think it was a Netherlands game he played well in. He hit the post. He had a shot from point blank. But overall, yeah.
I don't think Kane played that well.
Oh, he was terrible.
I thought Watkins looked better every time
Oh, my
he came
God.
on. Tony looked a little better.
Kane's legs, they've got to be gone. You know,
Saka was not great.
Oh,
Saka was not great.
actually,
I thought he was pretty good.
He was all right.
I thought he was pretty good.
I mean, what did he do?
I mean, he scored that one goal
Well,
that saved their butts, right?
They wouldn't go out left. Before Shaw came in, they wouldn't go out left, so he was the only guy they kept
On the
trying to go
right.
to. So, and he's not real big. So
I thought Trippier wasn't very good most of the tournament.
he was playing out
I
of
don't-
position too.
yeah,
He was playing out of position.
Nobody
Everyone
really
was.
played well for them at all, to be honest. Mainu was probably a good spot.
Mainu was
I mean,
the one
I thought
that
Stones was fine.
Easy
I
made
thought
his
Pickford
name.
did his usual stuff.
Mainu was the one that came away with the
Cole
most
Palmer.
praise.
What didn't make sense to me was
Palmer,
them
yeah.
trying to play Gallagher or Trent in the midfield
Yeah, they couldn't figure that one out.
over Mainu. I was like, Mainu's going to handle that way better than them.
Oh, they
I think
figured it out.
I think Gallagher's good in later minutes to play
clean
defense
up.
and cause
He's a
some
clean up
chaos.
guy.
Who knows with Southgate? Goddamn.
But
Yeah.
playing Trent in midfield just was a
That
disaster.
didn't work.
Yeah, all those guys have their own roles with their own club teams and do them well. And Southgate, everyone saw what he didn't. And
So what would have worked well for them is if they played Trent in the midfield with wingers like Sterling or Rashford who could run behind.
yeah,
Because then you just sit back and counter, and he just blasts ball over the top as they take off.
yeah, and
But they didn't have those squad members. So
They
it
don't
didn't make
have
sense.
anybody in the middle. Rice is more of a defensive mid.
He did
so
nothing.
He can be a box-to-box guy. They wouldn't play him that way.
Well, he was the side-to-side guy the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Well, Bellingham was supposed to be
Yeah.
that guy. But he had games and moments.
He's
He
just
had-
a workwork.
He had
in
a
that
moment or
tournament.
two, but other than that, he didn't take over a match or.
No, he was a workhorse.
That's why, yeah.
you don't get the glory out of just running around, right? And hustling. That's only.
Speaking of running around, my favorites for the tournament, France did a lot of that and not putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
They got
yeah.
more own goals.
Pretty
than anything.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I picked them to win as well over Spain in the final. So it was
Yeah,
kind of
I
close,
think
but
that's what I had.
yeah, they were because they played well against Spain. That was actually a really good match.
That's
It
the
was.
best match they
And
played, yeah.
but they just couldn't make that
It's weird
final.
to see these international teams with all this talent not be able to bring it together with I mean, just the 11 you could stack up against.
Well, you only
anybody in
get,
the world.
5-6 games together, so it's
Yeah,
probably kind of hard to...
Yeah, it's a quick, yeah.
Fitting though, Spain
Quick
won.
games.
They were from the start to finish. They were the
best
consistent
team.
Very steady.
They were the best. They
So-
won every game.
Yeah.
Good defense.
They looked awesome.
Lamine Yamal, he was 16 when he was doing it. Now he's 17.
Him and the kid Jackson on the
I
outside.
like Pedri, but I did not understand because the way they played at the World Cup
He got
with
hurt.
Olmo, I was like, how are you not playing Olmo over Pedri? And then when Pedri finally got hurt,
Olmo
came in, and he looked awesome.
Gabby is hurt as well for Spain, so he wasn't even at the tournament. So Barcelona's got two midfielders.
The two Barcelona
Yeah.
players, yeah.
Yeah, they were outstanding, and obviously Rodri in the middle. Yeah, it's
Rodri's amazing.
yeah, he does what he does. And
Morales like the most active striker who does all the dirty work and never puts in a goal.
yeah.
But
So-
he's like the one they need on that team right now.
When did they announce the Ballon d'Or or whatever the fuck it's called? Because Rodri's up for that, and
He
obviously
should win it probably with that streak he had.
You know,
going.
it usually goes to the goal scorers. It'd be fitting if they just gave it to him, but
that manager's probably in for a good payday.
oh yeah.
He was on that first-year contract, and they got the World Cup coming up, so he's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll sign on for 2 more years, I would imagine.
Well, that just goes to show you that having a system where it's a plug-and-play
man.
system.
Yeah.
Yes, they have good players, but there's a lot of guys a lot of people couldn't name, but can just play that system.
But they have a system from the top down for
Right.
the entire country, and they've had that
right.
for what?
That's what I'm
20
saying
plus
about the
years?
USA. That
Yeah.
we, at some point we have to do that.
Yeah.
Germany was fun to watch. They were a little susceptible, but they gave Spain all they wanted.
Yep.
That went down to the end.
That
They
was
were
a good
probably
game.
the most entertaining team of the tournament. Them or
Musiala
Switzerland.
looked good.
Yeah. So their defense wasn't good enough to win it, but they were entertaining and they went for it and they took risks and all that kind of stuff. So
you won't see Cruz and Thomas Mueller anymore.
No, we got our fill of them
Last
though.
tournament,
They've been around since 2010 World Cup. I mean,
When Mueller
Legends.
busted onto the scene.
yeah. So, but overall, yeah. I mean,
Cody Gakpo for Holland.
yep.
Banged in some goals.
Yeah, he was great.
He was pretty good for them. Memphis Depay with the headband. I didn't
Yeah.
know if I like that look, but
And he went off hurt, I think, in that
yeah.
England match or whatever.
He came off that last
I
match.
was cheering for Val Veghorst.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were missing just a little something.
Right.
I don't know what
it wasn't
was.
the same Dutch team as old.
I can't
but,
see. I'm blind. Yeah. So anyway.
Portugal, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That was an interesting last
Who
match.
Did they
had.
lose to? I forgot.
Good lord, wasn't it?
Because they beat Slovenia in penalties to get to the next round.
Did they lose to France?
France.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It may have been 1-0.
That go to pens.
I think they got a penalty. I think it was 1-0. Either
Ronaldo
way.
missed the penalty, and he
That
was
was
crying
against.
after
No,
that.
that was against Slovenia.
That was against the.
Yeah, and then he
made
hit
it.
in
Yeah.
the
I can't
the
remember.
PKs at the end.
I get confused when I see him crying and Messi crying now. I can't remember which
Yeah.
match.
One's crying in joy, right? The other's
Well,
crying like a
Messi,
baby.
it's one or the other usually. So
Yeah.
one of them's crying one week or the other.
Yeah.
I think Cristiano probably needs to step away. I know he probably wants to play the World Cup again, but
Yeah.
having the entire team focus and revolve
it.
around him, it just
Know it.
isn't working anymore.
And they've got talent. Like
Yeah.
it's not like they're us. They don't need the guys sticking around for.
Well, Mbappe too. They kind of play around him, and he
But
did
he
nothing.
kind of delivers, especially in the World Cup.
But not this time.
He didn't.
It was a weird tournament for them, dude.
Yeah.
France was just not clicking somewhere.
I mean, at what point is this stuff just catching up to them? Like their legs and
that's a good point.
their
too.
burnout factor. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone's in the
Belgium
same
was
boat.
not any good. And
No, they weren't.
Kevin De Bruyne is one of the main
Yeah, they
vocal
weren't.
guys. It's like
Yeah.
we got to quit playing these bullshit matches. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nations League, he's like, screw that.
There's talk De Bruyne might leave City this summer.
Go to Saudi.
Which is
Saudi.
Saudi.
I was
which is
watching
wild.
that. Yeah, I don't think he will this year. I think it's probably one more year.
Yeah. But
But,
if you watched Pep at the end of the season, he wasn't playing him super consistently, and if he did, it would be for like 60 minutes.
Yeah, I did hear he played only 22 matches throughout the
Yeah.
whole EPL season.
I think he was injured for a little while, but yeah, it seems like he doesn't have the legs anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of injuries,
One of those guys. Yeah.
real quickly, I heard Taylor Adams is his back hurt.
Yeah. Tyler Adams is
Tyler
out
Adams.
again.
Yeah, this
Really?
guy.
So,
his
remember
back
we
is
were
hurt.
at, this is on film, Red Rooster, and I was like, oh shit, Tyler Adams is out. And you're like, you think he'll be healthy for the 2026 World Cup? And you joked about it, and I was like, I misunderstood you thinking Copa America. And I was like, I don't know, man. And you're like, Trent, that's like 2 years away. Don't worry. And I was like, well, shit. Now I might be right on accident.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
That's sad, man. How
Yeah.
can he be healthy for this stuff?
no.
He's he's out though, so I don't expect him to do anything for.
I really like Adams.
Yeah, of course.
He's
Big
just
part of
stay
our
healthy.
team. Big part of our team.
Tonight we have the MLS All-Star game. Is that against the La Liga All-Stars? Is that right? In Columbus?
Liga MX.
Liga MX.
Yeah,
Not La Liga.
I was like, Spain's flying.
That'd be-
over?
yeah, that would be
Wow,
great.
That's pretty cool.
But now I think the
Yeah, it's
U.S.
in
has
Columbus.
enough stars, international stars. I'm assuming they're playing Suarez and Messi, and that it's a lot more exciting. and
Biscuits.
it's, you
Busquets
know.
is there.
Yeah,
Jordi
that's
Alba.
great. That's great. That should be fun.
Yeah,
His
it's
name's
actually.
Biscuits.
You would know a lot of the names now, which is not probably what you said in the past about MLS. But,
Right.
Yeah, they're in Columbus this week for MLS All-Star Week. It's a good soccer town. They always pack any international match we have.
What's that
there.
like, having a good soccer team?
Well, we might find out soon enough, right?
Yeah, the takeover.
We got some local soccer news, I guess, to talk about for
Oh,
the first time,
boy.
maybe ever, on this podcast.
Yeah, on this podcast.
Have we ever had, besides the M's?
Just jokes.
The M's
could-
won their conference, by the way.
That's
Did
true.
they? Shout out to them, by the way.
Yeah.
18
And Harvey,
M's.
you know, their coach kept
Harvey Pole.
coming into Skinny Slims.
Yeah.
So
Those
he just added me on Facebook today. Way to go, buddy.
There you go. Because he knew this was coming out.
Probably.
So I found out their assistant coach, Igby, is my daughter's club coach.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Making the connections.
Out of OAFC. So I'm like, all
Small
right.
world.
So you said
But,
they won
but
what?
he's an Arsenal fan.
Of course. You're always going to run into that.
Yeah.
So what did you say? They won their conference what?
Yes, so the Yams won their conference, which I think consists of 4 or 5 teams, and like the Arkansas, Tulsa, maybe even like Southwest Missouri.
So there's a cup now or something, or what?
Yes, and then they advanced to go play out in West Texas, like for the regionals,
Okay.
but they lost like 4-1 the other night.
I lost to Tulsa last year, right? Who won it all?
Yes,
Okay.
and Tulsa actually, yes, they did win it all last year.
Cool deal, though. I mean, that's like I said,
Yeah,
that's
it's
all
much
we've
local,
had for.
yeah.
A lot of ex-college soccer players in the area
All
sticking
right.
around playing out at OCU.
So what has everyone read about this energy deal? What's the deal? What is there a timeline yet, or is it just an announcement?
That's a great question on the timeline.
It sounds like we're waiting on maps still to finish the stadium and then go from there.
It sounds like that, right? I'm hopeful this new investment group, Echo Investment Group, the guy's apparently local.
Yeah.
Local dude, Christian Kennedy, I believe.
Yeah,
is how you
sounds
pronounce
right.
his name. I believe he's been involved, and I'm totally ignorant and acting like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think he was involved in like some business development projects in the Wheeler district and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Is what I
Yeah.
read.
Correct.
I could be
Wheeler for sure.
drunk, high, stupid. I don't know. But he's
I mean-
a local dude with some dough.
Is
And
it-
it looks like he has an idea for this club going forward. So
Is it early enough for us to form a supporters group? That's what I'm wondering.
Let's start it now.
let's
Right.
start it now before all the other ones try to rekindle their flame, and we
Exactly.
have 17 more supporter groups again.
Yeah. Let's get the jump on it.
Get the jump on.
But
But no,
yeah.
it sounds like it's somebody who wants to take over what has been laid down.
Sure.
Funk and Co. is probably taking this to where they can't
it'd be-
anymore, obviously.
It'd be awesome to do a podcast live there at one of the
So
games.
that's why I'm like, let's
in
get
the
this
future.
guy out. Hey, Christian, you want to come on the podcast? We're just three
that'd be
guys.
cool.
We're just 3 guys talking soccer in a bar,
Yeah.
and we get your message out to the real fans of soccer.
We should reach out and see if he responds. and see if
Sure.
he's interested.
I'm with you.
That'd be
I
kind of
mean,
cool.
wouldn't it be smart? And I don't know what chips are against them for like the timeline, but to have this thing launched before
Right.
during
That's
the
what I
World
was
Cup.
thinking too.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're hosting the World Cup 26.
Because
Put
interest is
something on
going
the-
to spike.
Right.
Put something on the field before the stadium's even out there. I think that's what a lot of our local fans' pipe dream is. Like
Yeah.
somehow they figure that out before the stadium's there, which would be smart because you could build up everything too.
Right.
Right.
2027 or whenever it's done.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but
However
yeah,
they accomplish that, but
we'll find out, I guess. I mean, we're not too privy on USL, not gonna lie, and the ins and outs of the league, but we want the team back for sure. We want local soccer, so however they can make that work.
Did I see
they-
there's some sort of lawsuit between the USL and
the energy?
no, like the U.S. Federation I'm probably talking out my butt now.
Well,
I thought I saw something recently.
We're good at that, so keep going.
Yeah. I thought I saw something recently on social media that some lawsuit's taking place. Someone was giving preferential treatment, and they're basically saying like.
kind of rings a bell. I know.
Well, OKC Energy's not getting preferential treatment. I can tell you
What's
that.
it with the energy?
We don't have a team. But no, it sounds positive to me, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would love to have the energy back and just some local soccer.
Right.
At a no offense to the Imps, but a little bit higher level.
Right, and I know you were taking your kids if you could out there, right? And so was I.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the next generation go to it live in their city. So when they left, I'm like, maybe when I was single I wouldn't think it that way, but now that I have kids, I'm like, shit, that was something cool they could go to and watch pro soccer.
Next season, I need to pay more attention to the Imps and try to get my kids out there because they ask me, they're like, can we go watch some soccer?
Sure.
And I'm like, dude, the energy aren't around right now. So, but the Imps would be a good something just to go watch.
Yeah, you're right there on top of it, right?
Those are free matches.
Exactly.
But yeah,
It's a
it'd
good
be
time.
great to get it back.
It's a good time. Yeah, that's what I'm hopeful. I know we've seen updates from Energy sporadically, and we're kind of like, what the hell does all this mean?
Right.
You know, is anyone even working there?
Boy, is
type deal?
that page still going on Facebook?
Well, that's the funny thing. Yeah,
I need to
so
look
then,
at that. InterCFC
social
Nation.
media kind of blew up the other day with it. If you're in the soccer crowd.
Yeah, it has never been a very positive page,
Right.
but I know a few suspects that have made it that way, but we won't go into that.
I think you're right. It would be cool if he could not necessarily come on here, but we'd love to have you.
Oh, he'd be on. I mean, like
just get a message out.
We should go chat to different media
ideas
outlets.
and
and just get the word out.
See what
even
his
News 9 or 5 or whoever. Just go
see
chat
what his
to
intentions are leading up to that point.
He may not be ready at this point to start doing that, but at some point
he may not know anything about soccer.
Yeah, he may not know.
That's true too.
It might be like Todd Bowley or
That's
something.
why I'm like, dude, just let us know what you want to do, and we'll hook you up with who you need to know.
Is that our EPL transition? Todd Bowley?
Todd Bowley.
Todd Bowley's at time.
We don't got to talk about that right now. Hey, they played tonight, by the way. Chelsea, yeah.
Oh, Wigan? Or where?
Are they in the U.S.?
Playing Wrexham again.
Are they in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Shit, good question. California tonight.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't it like 18-0 last year when Chelsea played Wrexham?
Wrexham 18, Chelsea nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
United are only playing in South Carolina and then Southern California.
Okay.
There's 3 games and that's it.
Little
Those 2
U.S.
spots.
tour.
Spurs are over in Asia, so
For some.
I don't know. I saw something today.
Australia
We
tour
played
after that.
QPR. We played. I forget
They
who
show
else.
up in Asia and go, son, which country are you
We
from
played,
again?"
yeah, we played Hearts up there.
Korea. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
a
It
good
might
one.
be Japan. I think it might be Japan. But we played Hearts up in Scotland. We played QPR, I think, in London. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're playing Bayern Munich, and Kane's not on the trip, so we won't kiss and make up with him.
Yeah, United are missing a
How'd
bunch
you
of
guys
senior
mess that
players
one
too.
Well, I don't think company's not sending him.
Tell him. Tell me he's
I
got
know,
to.
right? It'd be a good PR move, but the guy barely could run during the Euros,
That's a good
so they're
point.
like,
Probably needs to
he's
frickin'
just
sit
sitting
on
in
a
an
beach.
ice bath for the next 3 weeks. So,
Yeah, so EPL, I mean, we got preseason tour in the U.S. Not to say we know too much about next season, but
no.
I haven't even kept up with transfers that much because at this point in my life, I'm just like,
Has Chelsea had some in and outs already?
dude, I couldn't tell you.
No.
We've had, it's every time I look, there's a new 17, 18-year-old kid
Yeah.
from South America. I'm like, cool. I'm not going to pay attention to this transfer for about 4 or 5 years.
It's 25 days out or so, which is really a good break. I mean, good Lord, I'm out of shape from all this.
We did get a center back from Fulham.
Who's that?
On the free?
Dawson, yeah. So.
I saw that.
I know that guy.
I mean, that's like a first-team signing who I know I'm going to see out there.
Yeah.
And then there's a Portuguese defender who's losing my name right now, but
And then you got the brilliant Enzo Fernandez with his beautiful chance
yeah,
that has got half the team ready to kill him. So
I saw that, and then I saw, yeah.
I don't think they mean anything by it.
That's why
Well,
I was like, I
obviously-
don't even want to come.
Obviously, you got to read the room.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's probably not
but
wise to do that
come on,
with,
man.
with all your teammates.
primitive
Sure,
thinking,
but,
you know.
I mean, Cavani got in trouble for a
Yes.
statement a few years ago.
Vincent Kerr got in trouble for saying something about
I guess that's
Asians.
what I'm saying. I've seen this
These
so many
guys-
times that I'm just desensitized to it. Maybe I'm geez, these guys sing this stuff, and it's
foolish. I mean,
foolish.
you should know better at this
100%.
point.
But he'll have to address it when he probably gets back to the
100%.
team
Nowadays,
and be like,
why
Yeah.
you put that on
guys,
social media in the first place?
Right.
Not saying you can do it behind closed doors, but like, dude,
Speaking of
if you're making a song in jest and you're singing something like,
yeah.
speaking of
It's like
Argentina,
the
we're
idiot at SAE and
Come on.
at OU that
Right.
did their
Yeah.
chant. And I'm
Right.
like, why are you posting this on the
Yeah.
internet, you dummy?
Like,
just think it's all right somehow.
You shouldn't be doing it in the first place, and then to top it off, you post it on the internet? Okay.
right.
And a little tidbit, speaking of Argentina, did I hear today that they tied Morocco, and then 2 hours later they
Yes.
didn't come back and play
Yes,
the game?
because of VAR.
Yeah.
2 hours later. Now that's maybe the Olympics have
Well,
something
it was
like
the
that in
fireworks
place.
that suspended it. People were throwing
chaos
fireworks
after
onto
the
the
match.
bench, at the benches.
Or
But
after the goal,
initially
I guess,
okay, so the VAR ruled it out before things. It was like 19
They
minutes.
scored
of
the
extra
goal,
time.
they celebrated, and then they were going to check it, is what I read.
And then
but when they
fireworks.
went
But then they had to suspend it.
because everybody thought the match ended when they blew like a timeout whistle, we're gonna check
Okay.
shit.
Just
And
chaos.
then people were on the field, people were throwing stuff.
Okay.
They got everybody in the locker room. They're like, everybody chill the fuck out.
I'm just glad Romero
We're
wasn't
gonna
there
figure this
because
out.
he would have gotten in trouble.
Just punched everybody.
Yeah, he wouldn't have
He
made
would
the
have been
season.
slide tackling
Yes,
fans.
the season he wouldn't have made it to Spurs season. It would have been we would have banned him for the whole season.
Well, that takes the whole. Remember, United got that penalty 10 minutes after.
Oh,
the game
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
And they got
That's
to
the
kick
first
it.
thing I thought of, yeah.
Yeah, but this takes it to a whole nother level.
That was,
Lord.
Yeah, this is way worse.
Well, good for
You know
Morocco.
Javier Mascherano's their
I
manager,
know it.
right?
I know
Yeah.
it. Good for Morocco.
Yeah. Keep doing your thing, Morocco.
They were all
I
right.
love Morocco.
They were all right. They were up, what, 2-0? And then it came back to tie 2-2.
I mean,
So.
they've got some good players, Argentina. The Otamendi's out there.
Otamendi and
Alvarez.
Hakimi from Morocco's out there.
Yeah, badass.
So I'm like, that's not a bad player to have for your
Yeah.
squad there. We got Walker Zimmerman. We got Georgi Mihailovic, but you got Nicholas Otamendi and you got Lacazette playing against
Right.
us.
Good Lord. So
Michael
yeah.
Olise.
So Tottenham doing anything in the transfer?
Well,
window?
let's just say everything's pretty not dormant right now, but everyone's kind of on their tours.
Yeah.
But we had a guy, I forget how this all worked. We signed Lucas Bergvall. He's a Swedish guy, like 18 years old. But it couldn't transpire until this season or whatever. So
He
he's
turned 15.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's 18, but everyone's got his eye on him. He's the up and comer. Everyone's excited about him. And then, I'm going brain dead. Oh, we got Archie Gray from Leeds. And this kid's a legacy. The Grays at Leeds are it's like 4 generations. And so so it's gone on forever. And so he's a very versatile guy that can play defensive mid. He can play in the back. So everyone's really excited. I think we paid 40-some million for him.
How old is he?
He's like, I think 18 or 19.
Oh, wow.
So I like that we're building for the future with guys that just aren't. I mean, it'd be great if they were academy players, but still we're going after guys that seem like they're going to fit the system. Plus they're proven in their own right, in whether it was a championship or not, or whatever league Bergvall was in. So it seems exciting that instead of Spurs just carrying all this dead weight around,
Right.
they were actually doing the right thing for once and just kind of going this way.
I'm interested to see what Ange can do in his second season.
Correct.
Because obviously you guys looked good, especially for the start of last season.
Right.
Kind of trailed off towards the end, but it'll be interesting to see what they can do this season.
Højbjerg has been loaned out to Marseille.
Oh, really?
So he's another guy. He wasn't dead weight necessarily, but
I thought he was getting played quite a bit.
but he's a warrior, but he's not real creative. A lot of back passes, a lot of side to side. He puts his heart in it. He has
Declan Rice.
Yeah, he has certain things that are winning qualities, but
He hits the occasional banger.
everyone's done with him. I mean, they're not mad at him, but we're just kind of like, who's
Time to
next?
move on.
Yeah. So obviously, and then there's some Japanese strikers that we're going after. I mean, obviously, everyone should want Tony, and I want a striker. I would love that. I'm sure we'd just get outbid by whoever's going for him, but I haven't heard anything on that. So
Still a little early, too.
yeah, it really is.
The
It
next
just
3
feels
weeks,
like
it's
things
gonna
should be
explode.
going. And
These
Richarlison
preseason tours
rumors
are going on.
Yeah, Richarlison rumors that he's on his way out. He wants to stay. Who knows? Like I said, it's a little too early to really put a
I
stamp
hope
on
he
it.
stays. He's a good locker room guy for you guys.
Yeah, I'd be all right with it if he stays healthy. Right. So, but yeah, there's not much to update, but things are slowly happening. You know.
I'm surprised Arsenal hasn't done more in the transfer market already because they could, I feel like, use a striker. And I'm surprised they haven't pulled the trigger yet.
They signed that dude from Bologna, defender.
Okay.
I don't think it's completed yet, but they're supposedly about to.
Oh, I saw that.
California.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're going for a Spanish guy, winger.
I'm bad at transfers these days, dude. I used to know this shit like the back of my hand.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with them
It's
as
tough
much
to
as I
keep up
used
with
to.
nowadays.
Well, there's just so many rumors. It's like,
Right.
why?
There's a lot of it's information overload.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal, you'd think they got signed. Wouldn't Tony or something like, or like Michael Elise go there maybe? I don't know.
Well, and Eze.
Elise went to Bayern
Eze?
Munich.
Yeah, Elise's gone.
Or sorry, I was thinking Eze.
Eze.
Eze, I didn't know this, but apparently he was an Arsenal guy, academy guy or whatever.
Really?
He got let go, so he's got a bone to pick with Arsenal, which to me would be awesome if we got him because, you know, he's a Palace. He's still in a derby with them, I guess, but
Yeah.
he's going to get poached. I mean, that Palace team,
Yeah.
Elise is already
There's
gone.
about 3 or 4 guys.
I don't know what contracts look like, any of that stuff, but those
Chris
guys
Richards, I mean,
I
yeah,
think,
they're all hot.
Paulinho
Yeah, he's good.
from Fulham's already been snagged by somebody.
Yes.
Was it-
where did he go?
Was it Munich or?
Yeah, I think it was Bayern Munich.
I don't remember, but
You're right.
But yeah.
It's
So
still
anyway.
early. People are on the preseason tours, and
Chelsea, United.
who's the biggest? I mean, Mbappe's to Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we knew
huge.
that for 2 years, but
That's true. We saw that coming. United sold Mason Greenwood. We sold.
did you really?
Yeah,
I
to
saw
Marseille.
something about that, yeah.
Yeah, for like 30 mil.
Wow.
Hmm.
So you're
not
trying
bad.
to sell
Holy cow.
Mason Mount now.
Oh gosh, get all the Masons out of there, right?
I don't think he'll be like a primary starter, but I think he'll have a pretty decent role to play this year. So we'll see what happens.
I heard opposite.
But yeah, they signed an 18-year-old, that Euro defender, who apparently Liverpool and Real Madrid were
Yeah,
trying
he's
to
about
get.
to go to Madrid, I heard.
What's up?
He was about to go to Madrid, is
Yeah.
what I heard. Yeah.
Well, apparently Madrid only offered like 20, 25 mil, or they would just wait till his contract is up. And United came in and said, we'll give you 50, and we'll take him now. And he looks really promising,
Who is
but he's 18. Yenny Euro?
Where's he
Lenny
from?
Euro. Lille. He's
Okay,
French.
He's a French guy.
A lot of people are saying like he's like the new Varane, basically.
Okay.
Who we just lost. He's
gone?
His contract was up. So.
Yeah, he went to Cesc Fabregas' team, Como.
So he's free. He was on a free. He just left.
He
sell him.
basically said he just didn't want to play as highly of a competitive league as the Prem anymore.
Okay, I can understand that.
But yeah, Martial's gone. We sold Mason Greenwood. We signed Euro, and we signed Xerxes from Bologna out of Italy.
I
He's
saw
not-
that name. Yeah.
He's not like. Supposedly they're going to try and use him kind of like a backup striker to Hoyland, but he can also play like left or right wing. So
Versatile player.
Apparently he's really good with his feet, and he's just a good passer, a dribbler. He's not necessarily a huge goal scorer, but should be interesting. But the cool part is, it seems like for United, it seems like the infrastructure at the top has kind of finally figured itself out, because we have Ashworth up there, Barada, and this guy named Wilcox from
Solomon
Southampton.
Wilcox?
What's up?
The NFL and CBS guy, Solomon Wilcox?
Yeah, that guy.
Not even.
Yeah.
I remember.
But it finally looks like they might have some competent people at the top instead of just like Woodward or whoever.
I think probably the most intriguing element or story to start the season is Ten Hag and what it starts to look like. Because, I mean, obviously you had whatever obstacles last year, whether it was injuries or just getting the team that he wanted. But obviously that's got to progress to a level that people are happy with, like where it feels like it's his team.
You committed to him, so how long do you give the guy?
Whether that's unnecessary judgment or pressure, that's the world we live in.
Unnecessary.
So, well,
they-
you know what I mean.
they
If he
extended
says
him.
that he should do a 5-year
One of the
plan,
biggest jobs in the world.
then
Yeah, they extended him to like 2026 after
Yeah.
the FA win.
So
FA
how long
Cup
does he
win,
get?
and-
If you guys are in 6th at Christmas?
right, that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was heavily leaning on. I think it was heavily leaning on the fact that he had so many injuries last year. So if we
Sure.
can avoid that this year, then we'll see what it looks like. But yeah, I think he's got to come good this year. Otherwise, I think he'll be on the chopping block.
That's why I wanted Pochettino to stay. I was like,
Yeah.
look at the shit sandwich he ate last year.
He finally kind of climbed out of
And he
everything.
somehow made a European.
Yeah,
all the injuries.
He got through it, and
Just
you
Ten
guys
Hag's-
were playing really well, and then
Who's your new manager
To
again?
Ten Hag's credit, like he was dealt a shit sandwich every week. Like I don't know who the hell's on my bench
right.
every week. Chelsea.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know who's on my
Casemiro
bench.
was bad. Like, I think we still got to get rid of him.
Yeah, he's got to go.
What
And
else?
they need
what else
somebody
could he do though? Who are you gonna turn to?
Well, last year nobody, but this window,
So how are you gonna judge him off?
Well, what's Amrabat? Is he a defensive mid? Could he play that?
but he was on loan,
Oh, he's on
and they
loan.
denied the option to buy. They still could go back for him.
They should.
But I don't mind Amrabat. They're looking at some other guys that also look like good players. But
You need a rock
I think,
in there.
I think they need to get rid of Casemiro. Maybe Casemiro could stay as like a backup, but they need somebody to really help clean up.
Oh, when he was on his game, he was great.
he was
a couple
good.
seasons ago.
Yeah, he was good. But last season his legs were gone.
Sure.
And it just was bad.
Yeah, it happens.
Too many gaps in the midfield, so they
Yeah.
need somebody that can cover the ground.
To your question, we got Enzo Maresca
Yeah.
from Leicester City.
That's
Italian.
right.
Okay.
He brought
okay.
him up. He brought
From
him
Leicester.
up.
That's right.
Italian,
Yeah. So who'd Leicester get to take his place? Anybody know?
Greg, hopefully.
I do.
Yeah. GGG.
I just saw
Southgate.
this
Southgate.
yesterday.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I don't know that they've hired anyone yet.
I can't remember.
I mean, it would make sense if
I
they.
think they did. I thought I saw that they did hire, but I could be wrong. But I'll have to look that up later. Figure it out.
But yeah, I
Ranieri.
have no idea what Chelsea's gonna be.
They bring him back.
Claudio
Hey,
Ranieri.
did you see Conte may come back to the Prem?
West Ham, right?
Yeah.
I don't even want to see that guy.
He looked really good in the Euros when he played.
He
for
was
France.
all over the place. But
He was everywhere.
Like final third, he had the ball. I'm like,
Oh no, I thought you were
Don't-
talking about Antonio
get rid of
Conte.
it.
Oh, no.
I'm like, just get out of here with that.
Yolo.
Because he went to like Napoli, right? Okay, yeah, Conte. God, he's still a badass.
yeah.
Yeah, he looked good in the Euros.
Yeah. So Chelsea,
I don't.
not
dude,
much going on.
This is like the least stress I've ever been going to Chelsea season.
Yeah.
I have low expectations, I guess. If we finished where we were last year, I wouldn't be surprised. If we finished above, I wouldn't be surprised. If we finished below, I'd probably be disappointed.
I'll be
That's about where
interested.
I'm at.
I'll be interested to see how everybody kind of like responds to Cole Palmer because I think he'll be a bigger focal point this next
He
season.
is so
If
good.
we keep Reece James healthy.
But if Nkuku can stay healthy, and
Literally, I go
Had a
down
great
the list.
Euro.
I go down the list. Like
He had a
the
great
guys I
Euro.
need to stay
Yeah.
healthy. Chilwell was hurt all year. I don't know if we keep him, but
I think United were looking at Chilwell too.
Enzo Fernandez was hurt half the year.
You don't want him though. It seems like when Gallagher came in, you were better
I'm not
anyway.
his
Well,
biggest fan.
yeah, didn't Caicedo play better without him?
Yes.
Without him, yeah. And we also had Cole Palmer just clicking. So
But who
that
knows?
helps
I don't know
a lot.
what this Maresca system is. I mean,
Right.
that's the whole.
I'm about to find out tonight.
Maybe he's
versus
Italian
Rams.
guy. He's probably fucking boring as shit. And like,
I don't think he is.
good.
No, he's not like that.
Leave that to Conte.
Because Leicester was pretty high flying last year.
That's true. That's true. That's a good. That's a good.
But a lot
point.
of teams do that in the championship, and
Well,
then
he
it
was
doesn't
one and done.
translate to
I think he
the
was
Prem.
one and done there, right? That was his only year.
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Just-
I'm interested to see what
And he
Ipswich
was
will
Pep's
do.
old
I love that they're
assistant, so he plays Pep ball
okay.
or a style.
Oh, really?
So
That's
a little
scary.
Tiki-taka
inverted right back, left back type deal, or a lot
Inverted.
of possession in the back. We'll see tonight. I don't know.
I think this is, with all what we're saying, is a very exciting season because there's so many unknowns, but there's enough of excitement.
Well, Liverpool has a new manager,
Yeah.
and I don't think
I
they've
think
done
to the
anything in the transfer
Arsenal
window yet.
Arsenal
It'll be
hasn't gotten
interesting.
any worse. So
No, City and them will be up there.
Good
Liverpool is I think they're in for it on some level. There's
think
so much
Arsenal-
change. It's like a whiplash.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, now Klopp's gone. I mean, they'll be good, but they could be a Europa
I don't know that
League
they'll be
team.
top four again.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Klopp was a lot of their team.
We'll have to do another episode right before the season so we can do our
I
predictions.
think Arsenal's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah, I don't think they're
Aston
going to fall
Villa-
off, unfortunately.
I think Aston Villa's gonna be really, really
Yep.
good.
Who?
Matt
Aston
Villa.
Oh, dude. Have you seen how many players they've signed? I mean, they're not all like high
Great
profile,
manager.
but they've signed like 8 players already.
Wow.
Like that's
They
somebody,
just got Onana from Everton.
That's a team
Nice.
I don't know if Chelsea's gonna finish above. Like that's what I'm like. If Chelsea finishes 6th again, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't know if we're better than Aston Villa at the moment.
But it will be interesting to see how Villa handles Europe.
They do have a lot
and
of
the
managers.
Prem. That's hard.
So
but I
who's
think that's
all-
why they're signing so many
So
players.
we got City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa in Champions League. Is that
Yeah,
top
Villa
four?
made the last spot.
Yeah.
Liverpool's third.
Yes.
So then we have United and Tottenham.
Tottenham's in Europa League. You make Europa League?
Yep.
Was that based on the FA Cup?
Yep.
Yep. So,
And we're in conference.
hey, good enough for me. I just, last season was just.
Tottenham's just happy to be there.
Absolutely. I'm always
Where'd
just
y'all
happy to
finish?
be there.
Fifth.
Yeah, we did all right. I mean, like I said, first part of the season's great. Second
So who was
just.
sixth?
You guys were sixth,
Yeah,
right?
we
you
were
moved
seventh.
into six. You got conference.
You guys were sixth, weren't you? We were eighth. United were eighth.
All right.
You just forgot about last
Good
season.
lord,
That's
dude.
all. Yeah.
Well, the conference thing that's all screwed me up on the who gets what.
It's because we won the
Right.
FA
And you guys
Cup.
got
We
the
messed
FA
everything
Cup.
up.
You leapfrogged it. Yeah.
I just know we have conference.
No, I think it's an exciting season. I mean, like I said, there were enough teams that are not just the little crappy mid-table, lower table team like Palace. Oliver Glasner
I
could
do
be
not
a
wanna
plug-and-play
play-
system.
That's
If,
the
even if
last
they
team
get
I wanna
rated,
When he came in for Palace, they looked way better.
it changed it. It may, I mean, Olise's gone. Maybe some other players have gone, but he may be plug and play. Where it's kind of like Spain. You get guys in there that can play a system.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to play him at the end of last season, and they could be really scary.
Yeah.
Fulham are always a little bit dangerous. Brighton kind of fell off last year.
And
Brentford
Deserby's
fell
not
off.
there anymore, so it'll
Oh,
be
he
interesting
left.
what they do.
Okay.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
Probably
he
back to Italy.
He was
or
happy to
something?
get out of there.
Probably.
He didn't like England. He started hot, but it always was rumored that
Yeah,
he didn't
was
want to be
not
there.
gonna match
Yeah.
with those.
It's like, why did you come in the first place?
There's like a ton of home runs going off in this Yankees Mets game.
Yeah, a little Derby.
We don't talk about baseball here.
No.
We got MLS All-Star coming up, so that's cool.
Yeah.
What else
that
is
should
on
be
the
fun.
rundown?
I think that might be about it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think we
yeah,
ripped through it pretty quickly. Well, I say quickly, but
it's pretty early to figure out what we want to do with the EPL season, but I mean, I think the usuals are going to be at the top.
Premier League, preseason, yeah, we went through everything. The only thing I'd say we didn't touch on, Southgate's out. Who replaces him?
I heard a nasty rumor on
Pep?
Fox Sport. Yep.
I mean, that would be the
Pep Guardiola.
complete 180.
He does one more year at City, and then he takes over right before the World Cup for England.
That would be crazy.
I can see it too. That's
Uh,
bad
that
for
would
him.
I
be
just
crazy.
don't know.
Hey.
You know, England dabbled with foreign managers. I know
Pep.
Pep's a whole different guy.
We're right here, Pep. Just come on, dude.
That'd
I
be
mean,
amazing.
it
That'd
would
be
not.
amazing.
I think
We got
Pep
Christian Kennedy in OKC now. Come on, dude.
I think Pep is always looking for a challenge after so many years, and that would be the ultimate. I mean,
Definitely could prove yourself.
it's
if
not
you
going to go to
could start
Spain.
winning.
That manager's set there, so
Yep.
yeah. And you know Southgate's going to land somewhere. Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
but it sounds
hopefully
like
not
he
in a
wants.
booth.
It sounds like he wants to take a break for now.
Hopefully not in a
but-
booth. I don't want to see that
I
face.
wouldn't blame the guy.
Sorry, I just don't.
MLS, we got Leagues Cup coming up versus
Oh,
Liga
really?
MX teams.
So there's like a month off, right?
Yeah, this is kind of like the break. So
Okay.
the All-Star game tonight kind of symbolizes the break, and then it's basically regional, like 3 teams in each group.
Yeah.
So you'll have like Austin FC versus like Monterrey in Mexico.
That's cool.
And like another Central Mexican
Yeah.
team. So it's pretty, Chicago well, there's nothing out there, but San Jose and like a LA team and a Mexican team.
Yeah.
And then one of those teams advances. So it's like a month long. So you won't have any MLS, but you'll have Leagues Cup action.
Yeah, that's cool.
So when does MLS start back up?
I think
August
like the-
20 or something.
Yeah, like the third.
They're right
week
around
in
the time
August.
the EPL starts.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like right
okay.
after EPL.
Okay.
They, I would say, this was just a big exhale. Everything that happened over the summer.
Yeah.
So we're in this little waiting period or whatever. But I mean, we should come back, and we're going to get closer to where we can start making our predictions and a little more. EPL teams will have made some more
Right.
made some more noise, and you can see it start to come
All these
together.
tournaments will be over.
So yeah, it's pretty.
Man United actually kicks off the EPL season on a Friday.
Yeah, it's so lame. I
Yeah,
feel like
they
they should
spread
do
it
the
out.
start of the season like they do the end of the season.
Dude, I'm
Just
with
let
you,
everybody
dude.
play.
I'm with you. They spread it out from Friday to Monday.
We're
now.
on the Monday.
You're on the
Are
Monday?
you
Yeah,
guys
we're
Monday?
playing Leicester on the road on Monday.
Jeez.
Like, yeah, and it's my birthday, so it's kind of cool.
That's not bad.
I would just rather it be on Saturday or Sunday.
We're
but-
Sunday.
Right.
We're Sunday.
Yeah, Monday's lame, but whatever.
Golly, that's
Can't control
we're all
it.
Yeah,
spread out.
It's all spread out.
so
yeah.
how are we gonna do a big weekend party for 4 days?
That's
We
what
can
I'm
do
saying.
it.
It's lame.
We can do it.
If they did it all on the same day, it'd be so much more
96
fun.
hour party.
We can do it. We've done it before.
Both locations.
We could probably actually go live for
That's a great idea.
United will probably
Saturday.
start with a draw. It'll be really fun.
Okay, who you playing?
Like 0-0.
Who you playing?
I don't remember.
Fulham.
I don't even remember.
Okay.
I think you're
I
at
know
home.
we're playing like Arsenal this Saturday. Then we
Oh,
play
Let's look that up real
Liverpool,
quick. I did want to touch on that.
and we're playing. I can't remember who else. I know it's Arsenal, and Liverpool.
So in the U.S. this summer, we've got Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Chelsea, AC Milan.
What is this?
In the summer series here. In the
Oh,
States.
got it.
It's a lot of big names.
A lot of big club teams here this summer.
That's cool. It's good
Celtic
PR.
and Man City played last night.
Who?
Celtic and Man City played last night.
And Celtic won, right?
Yeah, 4-3. It's actually a really fun
Wow.
match.
Sounds fun.
They have a Casper Schmeichel in Celtic. now.
Yes, I saw that.
Who
that
does?
That was interesting.
Celtic does.
Celtic.
Oh, that's
Since
kinda cool.
Joe Hart retired.
Got it. Hey, so it's Community Shield FA Cup winner versus the league winner.
Yep.
So you'll be in that. That'll be a
So
derby,
they kick
probably
that off.
what, early August, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So
It should be the weekend before the start of the Prem.
that's kind of fun. I mean,
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
it's a good way to kind of kick it off. you
Sorry
know.
to cut you off. Yeah, like, so that Leagues Cup match, is this Chivas versus LA Galaxy?
Oh, damn, that's
like,
hot.
that'll be a huge
Yeah, that turnout will be
That will be.
amazing.
wherever that
That'll
is,
be bigger
yeah.
than El Trafico probably.
Oh, you're probably right.
El Trafico.
But yeah, it's not a big summer, but there's plenty to watch. I mean, leading up until the season.
Well, I mean,
I think ESPN or ESPN Plus is doing a bunch of these preseason games
Yes.
too for this tour. So
ESPN's
you should be
carrying
able to
everything,
watch
yeah.
a lot of it.
And somebody, speaking of, maybe ESPN Plus picked up the championship, or maybe they already had it.
CBS or Paramount?
No, I think
Paramount.
it's splitting now between ESPN and
Okay.
EFL and the FA or whatever that was.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
they were splitting it, right?
More soccer on RTV is.
Yeah, championship is great. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's fantastic. It's always pretty traditional.
I kept
clubs
trying to
that-
tune in for Norwich just to watch Sargent play.
Championship is probably the most exciting league if you looked at it as a whole.
I agree.
Yeah,
Because, like-
from a competitive side.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's usually chaos and there's like 40 matches or 40
Oh
Right.
yeah. Yeah, so many.
So like they play like damn near every 3 days.
Yeah, I would, unless
Which
you're
is what you want as a soccer fan.
Yeah, exactly. We're loving it, but they're fucking like this.
Yeah, and I
sucks.
mean, if you unless you're like a giant club that got relegated and you were embarrassed,
Like Man
everyone
City.
in there,
Should be. Yeah.
everyone in that league is,
Yeah.
they're not scared, they're not embarrassed that they're in that league. It's a fabulous
Right.
league.
If
Right.
Leeds
So-
and Derby County are playing each other,
Oh,
it's gonna be
yeah,
a fucking
yeah.
brawl. Like,
Absolutely.
regardless.
Millwall just fighting
Oh,
everyone.
yeah, exactly. You get games like that, and you're just like, there's a lot of history behind it. Both of these teams, you would never even think about.
And as neutrals, we're like all in.
Right on.
Here to enjoy.
That's what we want to see.
Boy, I think we pretty much covered it. Like I said,
Let's go get a beverage on me,
get a
boys.
beverage. Let's do that.
This was
and
fun. Thanks for bringing this idea up.
I'm sure we'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks as we get
Yeah, we need
start
to do
taste the season and
a
kind
little
of
preview
Absolutely.
for the season and do our
maybe in the
predictions.
backyard.
Yeah.
Backyard cicadas?
I mean, it should be a tradition by this point, right?
Yeah.
Start there, finish there.
If there's not cicadas, we should bring some in. So there are.
I think this is a big year for them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the
So I'll go back in the
17-year-olds.
backyard tomorrow.
You guys
tonight.
gotta
Oh,
come.
perfect.
You guys gotta come north of the north wall to my house for one of these one time.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's
Different
some,
backyard.
That's some good depth.
We'll make my wife make some food for us.
Oh,
Let's do the tamales.
I'm in.
Do the tamales.
I'm in right now.
We should plan that.
Yeah, you don't make food for us, Dave. Jeez, get it together.
That's true. I got a pizza last time.
You just get Monero.
You did get a pizza. That's true. That's true.
All right, folks.
Cool.
Hope you're watching this show. I think next season we need to do a big subscriber drive to start it out.
I agree.
I think, this is a labor of love. We record this stuff, but there's probably not reaching enough people right now. That's your own fault.
Hey.
We're going to fix that. All right,
Thanks
cheers.
to Skinny's Edmond for hosting.
Oh, you
us
have no
tonight.
beer?
Yeah.
You have
I drink all
no
mine.
beer?
We're gonna go get
Over
some
and
more
out.
beer.
Play the game.